What if there were a city where you could touch the stones of 3,000 years ago and still feel the heartbeat of modern life beneath your feet? A city where 13 dynasties once rose and fell, where the flames of civilization still glow after 7 millennia. Would you walk into it? This is Xi'an, one of the world's 4 ancient capitals, standing shoulder to shoulder with Athens, Rome, and Cairo. Here, history stretches over 7,000 years of civilization, 3,100 years of city building, and 1,100 years as an imperial capital. It witnessed the rise of Zhou, Qin, Han, and Tang, and it gave birth to the Silk Road that connected east and west. Xi'an is not only where China began, it is where time never stopped flowing. What makes a place worthy to be called an eternal capital? Xi'an lies in the heart of China, nestled between the majestic Qinling Mountains to the south and the vast Loess Plateau to the north. 2 rivers, the Weihe and the Jing, flow gently through this land, nourishing the fertile Guanzhong Plain, known in ancient times as the 800 Li of Qinchuan. This basin, protected by mountains and embraced by rivers, was easy to defend and rich to cultivate. A cradle of early Chinese civilization, where the very idea of nation first took form. From the Zhou to the Han, from the Qin to the Tang, this land has always been the stage on which history was written. Can a man conquer time itself? In 246 BC, a boy of 13 ascended the throne, Yingzheng, who would later become Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. To guard his reign for eternity, he built a kingdom beneath the earth, the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang. Covering more than 56 square kilometers, large enough to hold 80 forbidden cities, it took 720,000 workers and 38 years to complete. Inside lie the legendary Terracotta warriors, over 6,000 life-sized soldiers, each with a unique face, expression, and armor. They stand in silence as if waiting for an emperor's command that will never come. Praised as the 8th wonder of the world, the Terracotta Army is among the greatest archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Yet what we see today is only a fraction, a small corner of the emperor's vast underground empire. More than 2,000 years ago, one man sought to rule not just the world, but eternity. If walls could speak, what stories would they tell? The Xi'an City Wall, first built in the Sui and Tang dynasties and expanded during the Ming, stretches 13.7 kilometers around the city. It stands 12 meters high and up to 18 meters wide, making it the largest and best preserved ancient city wall in China. Climb to the top of Yongning Gate and the view unfolds, centuries of bricks beneath your feet and modern lights shimmering on the horizon. At dusk, when the lanterns awaken, the old fortress glows like a river of gold. The wall that once guarded the empire now guards its memories, turning defense into poetry. If a golden age could return, what would it look like? Walk west to Hangguang Gate Museum and you'll see a wonder of time, the Tang Royal Wall encased within the later Ming Wall, a city within a city, layer upon layer of history intertwined. Farther north stands the Danfeng Gate, once the grand southern gate of the Daming Palace, rebuilt today in majestic form, 5 archways wide, larger even than Beijing's Tiananmen. Behind it lies the vast site of the Daming Palace, the heart of the Tang Empire, 4.5 times the size of the Forbidden City, spanning more than 3 square kilometers. 1,000 years ago, envoys from around the world came to this palace of light and song. Today, its ruins still whisper the rhythm of the Tang. How does a city earn the memory of the world? Before it was called Xi'an, it was known as Chang'an, eternal peace. 13 centuries ago, Chang'an was the largest and most cosmopolitan city on earth, home to more than 1 million residents. Its wide avenues and palace gates stood as symbols of power and order, while to the west stretched a road, the road that changed history. From the gates of Chang'an began the Silk Road, where caravans set forth with silk, porcelain, and dreams. They crossed deserts, mountains, and kingdoms, linking east to west, Rome to China. In the west, Rome. In the east, Chang'an. That was how the ancient world was divided, 2 civilizations, 1 heartbeat of humanity. Today, the Tang West Market and its museum recreate the glory of that golden age, a living tribute to the crossroads where cultures first met. When empires fade, what endures? Faith. To the southeast of the city stands the Qian Temple, home to the world-famous giant wild goose pagoda, built in 652 AD under the guidance of the monk Xuanzang. Here, Xuanzang translated the Buddhist scriptures he brought from India, 17 years of devotion turned into words of enlightenment. The pagoda, 64 meters tall, still stands today, a symbol of wisdom, perseverance, and peace. Not far away lies the Shanxi History Museum, housing over 370,000 relics, from stone tools and bronze vessels to Tang pottery, murals, and gold ornaments. Together, they form the timeline of Chinese civilization, telling the story of how a culture survived through faith, art, and memory. At the end of history, there is always a new beginning. Today, Xi'an is home to over 13 million residents, a vibrant center of science, culture, and innovation in Western China. In the heart of the city stands the Bell Tower, built 600 years ago, still marking the crossroads of the old and the new. From here, the city spreads in 4 directions, toward the ancient gates and toward the future. At night, the Datang ever-bright city comes alive, 2 kilometers of light, sound, and celebration. Ancient architecture shines under modern neon, and crowds flow like rivers of joy. Near the Wild Goose Pagoda, the largest musical fountain in Asia rises to the sky, its dance of water and light echoing through the night. Xi'an breathes in history and exhales modern rhythm, a city both ancient and forever young. If ancient Xi'an astonished the world with its civilization, modern Xi'an is redefining it through innovation. Few realize that this ancient capital is also the cradle of China's aerospace industry and a major hub for semiconductor and AI technology. In the northwest lies the Xi'an Aerospace Base, home to the research centers behind China's most ambitious missions: Chang'e Lunar Exploration, Tianwen Mars projects, and the Beidou Satellite Network. 2,000 years ago, the first emperor forged an empire from clay and fire. Today, Xi'an's engineers build another empire of steel, signal, and stars. To the west, in the high-tech industrial zone, over 20,000 technology enterprises drive China's innovation frontier, from aviation and robotics to renewable energy and chip design. Each year, hundreds of thousands of young graduates from Xi'an's 63 universities, including Xi'an Jiaotong University, Northwestern Polytechnical University, and Northwest University, enter the workforce, infusing this ancient city with the pulse of youth and discovery. In 2023, Xi'an's GDP surpassed 1.2 trillion yuan, ranking among China's top 20 cities. High-speed trains connected to every corner of the country, while the China-Europe Railway Express carries goods from here to the world, the modern echo of the ancient Silk Road. If the old Silk Road began here, then today's Silicon Silk Road begins here too. Xi'an is no longer just the memory of the past. It is the promise of the future. From the terracotta warriors beneath the earth to the satellites orbiting the heavens, Xi'an continues the dialogue between eternity and tomorrow, letting the brilliance of the past shine once more. So, what is Xi'an? A museum, a living history, or a city gently embraced by time? Perhaps it is all of these. Here, time does not fade, it transforms. Here, history is not remembered, it is lived. Xi'an, a city of 7,000 years of civilization, still moving forward, still glowing with light, because time never stops flowing. I'm the Fantasy Traveler. May every journey remind you how beautiful our world truly is. See you in the next episode.